What's going on, gang? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers The Last Night Toys R Us exclusive deluxe class mission to Cybertron Megatron. That was a heck of a mouthful. Good grief. Okay, so the Megatron figure we have here is a repaint with a new head of Transformers Generations Megatron. The gold, dark gray, and purple work fantastically well for Megatron, I think. The orange, I'm not a huge fan of, but I understand why that's there. Safety reasons and all that. Head sculpt is really cool. It looks like a Generations version of the movie The Last Night Megatron's head sculpt, or head design. I like it a lot. It looks like a Viking helmet. Posability of the figure is good. If you've already seen this figure or seen my review of the original mold and its repaint, Dreadwing, or Darkwing, it's good. Posability, head is on a ball joint. There is some torso articulation, but that's mostly due to the transformation. Hinge and ball joint in the shoulder, swivel at the upper arm, 90-degree bend at the elbow, no fist articulation, ball joint in the hip, over 90-degree bend at the leg, some minor foot articulation. The overall aesthetic of the figure is quite good. However, the ball joints are not that strong. And the hinge in the shoulders is very loose. It cannot even hold the cannon up correctly. So that might just be a bad thing with my figure. Totally fixable, though. Hips are also loose on my figure, so just be aware of that. But these pins back here could use some tightening with some pledge, specifically floor cleaner for a floor polish, and so could the ball joints in the shoulders. Again, it's a shame they're loose, but it is totally fixable. The figure comes with this card, and, well, if you go to this website, you'll get a key for these hieroglyphs. It just says Energon. That's it. It does combine with the one from Skeletron to give you the word transfor, and Megatron, I'm assuming he's going to go attack Prime. So there's that. There are hieroglyphs on the cannon as well. It just says Megatron. And it says it on both sides of the cannon. So, transformation. First, unplug the cannon, break it apart, fold up all of the pieces, and flip the handle in place. Do the same thing on this side, and put them off to the side. Then, come to the fists, fold the fists up into the forearms. Come to the legs, sandwich the heels into the toes. Come to the chest, unpeg the chest, or I should say lower abdomen, fold it up, fold that whole section up over the head. Once the cockpit is flipped up over the head, we will want to collapse the shoulders. And to do that, we first unpeg the shoulder from the rest of the body, and then simply collapse it down underneath the body of the plane, and then we can bring this whole section forward to the front of the plane mode, like this. Next, we come down to the legs and make sure that the knees are pointing towards the inside of the robot mode. Then turn the figure around, and we need to collapse the hips up into the body of the vehicle mode, like that. Then fold the legs up and around and get these feet inside, like this. And then fold the knees up over, like that. Now that we've got the hips collapsed, we take the entire top section and the legs, fold them around, and they will peg into place just behind the shoulders. And it's easier to do it this way than the way that the instructions show you. Just, it's a little less floppy. Then we could take the arms and finally combine them and connect them to the rest of the body, which does have a tendency to flop around a bit. Turn the forearms so that the gold section is pointing up, and that section of the forearm will peg into the plane body like that. So there's a little peg hole right there, and there's the peg. So then we have this flying UFO mode, but we're not done yet. Then we take the wings, what were the cannon pieces, and they will come up and attach underneath the edge of the tips of those sections. Actually, getting them pegged into place is a little difficult, but when you get them pegged in, you will have your jet mode. The jet mode we end up with is nice and is exactly the same as it was in the Generations version, just more gold. And I actually do appreciate the gold and purple. I like it a lot. I think it works really, really well. It is a bit fidgety to get into robot mode and back again, but it works. I would like to see a little bit more uniformity with the colors and get rid of the orange, but oh well, I can deal. Overall, it looks pretty darn good. Even though this is the 5th rendition of this Megatron mold, including the ones from Japan and con exclusives, I still think this is a very good figure and a wonderful paint job on the mold. I don't worry about gold plastic syndrome being an issue with this figure because all of the gold you see, save for these hinges and these hinges under the chest, are painted gold. They are not the original cast plastic. So there is that. So really the only thing that could possibly suffer from GPS are the hinges here, but they don't look swirly, which is the telltale sign. Overall, even though it has some flaws, I think it's worth picking up, simply because it's a really good Megatron figure, and I know plenty of you out there were never able to get the original Generations release. So if you've got a Toys R Us near you, I would check it out and see if they've got this guy in stock. Now, one thing that you should be aware of with Toys R Us is these guys were in a special, or this guy and Skeletron were in a special display area at the front of the store as opposed to in the back normal Transformers area. So check those spots first before you go back to the main areas. So gang, I hope you've enjoyed this video review of the Toys R Us exclusive Deluxe Class Megatron. As always, I am Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.